Hello, BakaWashu here, and welcome back to Little Goody Two Shoes. Just a reminder, we're going to be picking up right where the demo left off, so if you're wondering what just happened, we just unpacked our shoes, and we're about to continue and show everyone in Keiferberg. All of Keiferberg needs to hear about this. On your feet, Elise. Explain yourself. What is there to explain, Father? Could you not hear yourself, lass? Parading into St. Walpurgis's place of worship, howling and shouting like a... Please, old Oaken. Words of egotism, vanity, disdain for your fellow folk. I've always known you were wicked, you arrogant lassie.
You old geezer!
Why, you? A witch of old Holly's kin.
I am not a witch, you!
Oh, listen here, you old wretch.
That's enough!
I've heard enough. Old Oaken has overstepped his boundaries. I ask that you pardon him. Yet his concerns weigh heavy, Elise. Oh, I wasn't aware singing and dancing was forbidden now, Father. Your singing was riddled with sin, lass. Vanity and lust go hand in hand with greed. Your...
Oh, shush it!
What does any of this have to do with sin, Father? This old geezer just accused me and my grandmother of witchery, yet... Enough, Elise. Compose yourself and come inside. Your temperament is a sin in and of itself. Very well, Father. My guess I'll repent for something I didn't do if it makes you happy. Yet, there's something I'd like to make clear to you all. You've stood witness to this foolery. You've all heard old Oaken accuse me of witchery. That's enough, Elise. You asked me to pardon him yourself, Father, and I will. Yet I demand you folks understand this once and for all.
Out with it!
I am not a mere maid of all work. I am one of you. And I demand right here, right now, that you all start treating me as such. Very well, Celise. You've made yourself heard. Without a shadow of a doubt, lass. At last, he's made his move. Who are you? An old acquaintance of yours, lass. What? You're favored by him, Elise, frightfully so. You're clad in his will from head to toe, inside out. And those shoes... My shoes? Those very shoes, Elise, are a testament of his gift to you. Who is he? Listen carefully now, my beautiful lass. Get away from me. Yours is his heritage, his flesh, his ardor. Don't you understand, Elise?
What in the Lord's name?
How do you know my name? His blessings, his will. He himself is writhing in your veins, lass. What do you want from me, you old hag? You must listen carefully now, my beloved. Do as I say, and he will make all your wishes come true.
What is this?
My wishes, you say? Why, yes, opulence, splendor, fortune. Your deepest desire is unlike any other, Elise. I don't understand. You do, Elise. Tell me, what is your most desire? Me? Speak it, Elise. Oh, what I most desire, that's, fortune. Fortunate you are, Elise. Deep in this woodland, there is a patron saint, whose blissful word bestows a blessing upon the faithful. All that's requested in return are 3 gifts made from the testaments to one's desire. Reach his dwelling with all these in hand, and your wish shall be granted. A womb, carrier of life, your basket is to hold all that is sacred. The tender flesh of earthly desire. The sweetest nectar to be drunk in earnest. You are to arrive in good company, the object of your affections. You are to reach the gates of his dwelling, carrying all 3 gifts. Voice your innermost desire, surrender yourself wholly to his grace. And fortune you shall obtain. For such is his blessing, and such is your desire.
Elise?
Elise, are you listening? Huh? Where did she go?
Elise?
Oh, are you all right, Elise? Where did that old hag go?
Elise?
Elise, what's the matter with you?
Lebkuchen.
Oh, I'm sorry, Lev. It's best we let her rest a while. We can sit with you, Elise. No, it's best we give her some space, Jacob. I'm alright. I felt a bit dizzy is all. I can bring you some water, Elise. As for me, I'll be in church waiting to have a word with you. Oh, don't you start, Leb. Oh, I've already started. My, now you've done it, Elise. Oh, for goodness sake. Man, it is hard to stay on top of eating the food. Let me see. Guess this is a good use too. 'Cause it heals the rest of the health and so on. All right. Let's go take a look around town. Let's start here. Look, Mama, they're so shiny. You stole those, Elise. Be honest. I didn't steal them, you. That'll now, you two. More importantly, are you alright, my dear? About earlier. Yeah. There's no need to hold your tongue, Elise. The townsfolk made too much of it. That wasn't remotely acceptable. Everyone knows old Oaken's lost his wits. Don't you start, Apple. Oh, Mama, can I get shoes like that too? Oh, you ugly ogre feet groon. Mama, Apple's being mean again. Can't you two see I'm trying to talk to Elise? I'm alright, Miss Lisbeth, thank you. We can catch up later, Elise. I'd best go. I ought to have a word with Eugen. My goats aren't doing so good. Mogre feet. Apple. Wasn't remotely acceptable, huh? No, Elise, you scared me stiff earlier. But I did? It takes a great deal of courage to put those two in their place. You did well, Elise. They're the ones being unreasonable. Mrs. McTilda. They're babbling on and on about in the church, I'd wager. Would you say they'll be wanting a word with me, Mrs. McTilda? They might, but you have nothing to fret about, Elise. I can assure you, not one soul in Keiferberg thinks ill of you, my dear. Thank you, Mrs. McTilda. Besides, the townsfolk are still shaken by that windstorm. I'd say they'll forget all about you and your shoes by the afternoon. Well, I wouldn't be so certain. It's always been so kind to me. There you are, Elise. Oh, the old Oaken truly went too far, I suppose. There's no need to hold your tongue, lass. That was far from reasonable. Nobody agrees with them. I suppose there comes a time when older folks lose their minds. Now that's a different story, Marielle. I wouldn't say. There's no story, Ludwig. Elise was singing and dancing, so what? Truly, old Oaken's outburst was rather distasteful. But I have been meaning to ask where you got those shoes, Elise. Bo, they're, You don't have to tell us, Elise. You're right about what you said. We all should be treating you with a little more respect. No, but I'm awfully curious. I ought to say I'm pleasantly surprised. Okay, so some context here. Had the first opportunity just now. We're going to be playing through with very low suspicion first. Rozenmarine is going to be the main love interest, and the side girl is going to be Freda. Not Fleta. That's the... Wait, maybe it's Fleta. Why am I not remembering her name? That's the character from Pakmir. It's this babe right here. So, if I date her right now, I'm going to lose time, though, so... One thing that they really put in between you is that the dates, although you want to do them, they don't make you any money. So, and money is super important so far. So if I talk to the people with those little brooms, it's going to pass time. If it's not the last of the moment. Tell us about those shoes, why don't you? What about them, Mrs. Wilma? What about them, she says? Out with it last. We're losing our minds here. You two-faced old hags. They're Granny Hollies. Well, I guess, she probably thinks that that's true for right now. I found them under Granny Holly's bed this morning. Oh, we're lying. Seems they were a gift she intended to give me, but, I can't say I'm too convinced, Elise. What? There's no way old Holly could have afforded those. You, on the other hand, I wasn't aware you had the means, Elise. And I don't, as you know. Why, but neither did old Holly. So you mean to say you found them under her bed? That is what I said, Mrs. Elma. Old Holly was full of surprises, that's true. How can we forget about the day she brought Elise to Keiferberg? Lord knows what else that old hag was hiding. Huh. At least they seem to have bought it. They clear up the stuff eventually. Already? Oh! I want to pet the dog! Just imagine we're petting it. Looks like things cleared up. We'll take a walk this way. For the first time. Whoa! Huh. Where is this? We spent plenty of time repairing the stable's roof, that's for certain. Hard at work, are you, Elise? As always, Mr. Heinrich. You've heard about Eugen's horses, then? Folks are more interested in what happened this morning, Heinrich. What about your horses, Mr. Eugen? I'm getting a couple new ones is all, nothing of great importance. I wouldn't put it like that, lad. Horsepower is essential to your business, isn't it? Merchants can't lift a finger without their horses. That's great news, Mr. Eugen. For Keiferberg, too. I'll be lending a hand with the preparations. Full of promise, aren't we? If only the rest of the townsfolk were a little more like Mr. Heinrich and Mr. Eugen. Says you might remember from the demo, old Oaken potentially has had a run-in with a witch before. And what's weird is he might be right. Because, you know, we are interacting with a witch technically. How did they get their wheat to grow this tall, I wonder? Fully packed in gold and the wheat heads swayed gently in the spring breeze. You smell awful. Many blemished, discolored, and wrinkled apples await to be fed to the livestock. I don't know why, but I love this smell. Several stalks of corn stand tall, their leaves a vibrant dark green. How long has this water been in here? Dull murky water sits in the livestock's basin. Oh, is that a trail down there? We'll check that out in a moment. Taking those shoes for a ride about town, are you, Elise? And that's right, Mr. Wilhelm. Just say your piece. Nothing of the sort, lass. In fact, it's a joy to see some cheer back in Keiferberg. Is that so? Old Oaken doesn't know what he's saying, Elise. Huh? It's the small things in life, you see. A shiny new pair of shoes, a new hat, even a new pair of socks. I suppose. Make the most of what brings you joy, Elise. You'll be happier that way. Not that bad of advice, but, there truly isn't much to be happy about in this rat hole of a town, is there? We'll take a little bit more walk around here first. Some of these aren't looking so good. Several rows of beets, some of them looking rather withered and dry. Alright, getting a good look here. I stacked them so neatly for Mr. Eugen, and look at them now. In the corner, various bundles of hay have been racked together in a disorganized pile. Wonder if there does anything to scare the birds off. Well, it doesn't appear to be. An old shirt and straw hat rest mounted on a flimsy wooden structure. Oh, little fairy ring. Alright, we'll go up first. I think I heard something about water on the map. Are we going here? Oh my god! How did I almost miss that? Hey there, piggies. I remember seeing a snake or two hiding in this hay not long ago. Stacked with hay and firewood, Keiferberg stables house much of the town's livestock. Kinda looks like they're jamming to the music. Whoa! Oh, here's the new windmill. Okay, makes sense right next to the livestock. How do I get there? Please be food. What is that? Toy horse. Oh wait, somebody was looking for that. I'll give that to, the little girl. Oh, wait, no, she was looking for her teddy bear. Who was looking for the toy horse? If it wasn't for Granny Gretel, I'd have to make my own bread every other day. Workbench sits outside, typically used by the townsfolk of Keiferberg to bag newly milled flour. It's locked, I suppose. It's not like I make my own bread, but I don't need to get in here. Granny Holly took me down to the lake once. I remember. Carved deep into valleys, Keiferberg Lake spreads out between the hills. Alright, so where are we right now? Okay. Wait, did it just tell me? I didn't even notice. Help Marlin with the apples. Help Linda chop some wood. Seems so far like collecting the apples is the easiest one to get an S on for money. Because money seems to be very, very important so far. Let's go explore the water hole real quick. Oh, lovely. How many afternoons did I spend here washing these folks' clothes, I wonder? Keiferberg's washing well. A statue of a fish stands in its center. Oh, this is where we do our laundry? Mrs. Wilmot's got a whole shed for herself, and yet, fashioned out of a old barrel, the rickety cart rests cradling a couple worn-out buckets. This place is beautiful. I want to live here. At least you don't know how lucky you have it. Alright, I think that's the apple lady, so. I remember being able to walk around here. Losing it. Hard at work in those shoes, are you? They hardly make a difference, Mr. Giddo. Come now, lads, we ought to get to the logging camp. Getting that maypole done in one day won't be an easy task. I must say, I'm not confident either. All we need is a little cheer, lad. Get the townsfolk feeling really jolly again. There's no shortage of joy in this lass, that's for certain. We all saw you twirling about in the village square, Elise. Never imagined you could sing. Oh, that wasn't, way to keep up the cheerful mood, lass. That's precisely what Keiferberg needs most this week, I suppose. Keep that in mind, Elise. You must share more of that song and dance, you hear? More of that song and dance, huh? So were we, like, acting in a daze or something? Oh yeah, she wants a pretzel. They very conveniently gave you pretzels in such a way that you would already eat them, though. I'm buying. Give me one of them pretzels. See ya, Granny. Is there still a pretzel over here? No. Alright, what do you got? What do you got, Mimsy? Good day, ma'am. I was helping Granny Gretel. Oh, you can't expect me to believe that. It's true, I promise on my Annie's life. Helping her with what, then? Granny Gretel gives me bread whenever I come visit, you see. She asked me to taste all of the pies for the festival. Is that so? It is so. It really is so, Elise. You best not try Granny Gretel's patience, Mandy. She's too old for that. It's Muffy. Miffy, Molly, Mubby, it's all the same to me. It's not that silly of a name. You don't want your pretzel? Eat, child. This girl, I wonder if she'll be alright on her own. Huh. Alright. Go check on Rozenmarine real quick. Actually, I wonder if we can... Can we go back in here yet? No. Actually, let's check the windmill real quick here. You have any ideas on how to move this yet? Nope, not yet. I don't know what the old hag was wittering on about, but a chance to get what I most desire would be, shining in the distance, the monumental castle stands ephemeral and out of reach. Alright, just a moment, girlfriend. Elise, I thought you'd be in town. And I was. Did something happen, Elise? The old fools made a tremendous fuss over my shoes. A fuss, what do you mean? They accused me of being a witch right in front of everyone. All because I sang and danced my way to Keiferberg. Well, I'll show them how wicked I can be. Elise. I'm losing my wits in this town, Rozenmarine. There was that old hag, too, and I can't wrap my head around it, Rozenmarine. I truly can't. An old hag? I'll tell you about it later. I'd best head back to work. Say, Elise, won't you meet me here at dusk? I could try, I suppose. I'll make you something hearty for supper, Elise. Some eggs. All the eggs you can get me. I don't want to admit it, but she did raise my spirits a little bit. That's because Rozenmarine is perfect. Of course she raised your spirits, so Dusk, huh? Okay. Okay, we haven't passed time yet. Let's make our way back to town. Trying to find some ways to find some more food. I don't like having to buy food. Just remembered I didn't check here. Wow, that is really easy to accidentally skip over. Nothing. My, Elise, look at those shoes. Red truly does look good on you, Elise. Why, thank you. Oh, you have to wear them to the festival, Elise. Now is the time to find yourself a proper suitor, Elise. Ah, that's precisely what we were chatting about with Freya. Oh, yes. Aren't I a little too young to be looking for a husband? Why, the sooner the better, I'd say. That's not exactly what I'd like to be doing with my time, if I'm honest. I used to feel the same way until I met Finn. You'll see. I'd say Freya's got a good chance of meeting her future husband soon. Oh, Mrs. Brunhilde, I wouldn't say I'm, You're quite the catch, isn't she, Dorothy? Oh, Freya is the catch. In truth, I do feel the same as Elise. My interests lie elsewhere, you see. Oh, you don't mean. Sewing? And I have my hands full at the festival, too. This really isn't the time. Oh, that reminds me, would you come and meet me by the well today at Dusk, Elise? Oh, yes, I suppose. Nope, sorry, Rozenmarine. Girls these days, huh? You two will come around, I'm certain. Can't we just reschedule? Just be like, hey, I'm busy. Let's date some other time. I don't think I'll be coming around anytime soon. This is my girlfriend. Just looks right at her. Actually, sorry, Rozenmarine's the first girlfriend. Okay. Let me see, I guess I need to talk to Lebkuin first. Alright, where'd she go? There you are. Oh, so you guys are familiar with one another. I'm not so certain I want to talk to these two. I'm hoping you've had some time to think, Elise. Keiferberg needs order and fellowship. Hans, it needs stability. We can't keep going on like this. Going like, what? You're well aware of what I'm talking about, lass. Let's keep our cool, old Oaken. Elise has spared it some thought, I'm certain. Let's say I have. You ought to listen to your elders, lass. This can't be good. I didn't like that conversation one bit. Hello, girlfriend. I'm here for my earful, I suppose. You're no child, Elise. Oh, for goodness sake. I'll spare you, Elise. You're aware you've said too much. I couldn't have stayed silent, you know that. I agree it was their fault, Elise, but... we both know this will only get you the wrong kind of attention. Old Oaken's, to be exact. I'm well aware, Lebkuin. There's no real need for you to fret over this, you know. There is the utmost need for me to fret over it, Elise. I'll keep Father Hans from dwelling on it too much. Alright. Why don't you meet me here at Dusk, Elise? I'm sorry. I'm gonna be dating my witch girlfriend. We could both use a little downtime, wouldn't you say? I'll be here. I can only hope Lebkuin doesn't get her earful over me. Actually, let's check the roof. It's about time to start doing some chores. Oh, wait. We can go this way yet. Where is this? It's the back alleys. These are all the requests from Mrs. Marielle. I suppose some of the townsfolk still gather here even though she's moved across the street. Huh. Oh, how dreadful. Look what the windstorm did to our poor alleys. It did away with a few things, I say. You make too little of it, Elise. I don't know what else there is to say about the windstorm, Mrs. Ottilie. Most of the townsfolk have already put behind them, so why can't you? Old Oaken's just as concerned as I am, lass, and for good reason. Oh, here we go with old Oaken. No, that reminds me. I can assure you, Mrs. Ottilie, these shoes are in a... Old Wilhelm's making a rosary for my precious granddaughter, Gisela, you see. Won't you please go see if it's ready for me, Elise? I suppose. Who is that? Saint Walpurga, I beg you, please don't let me end up like Mrs. Ottilie. Secrets? No. Wilhelm. I've been told it was Freya's mother who decorated their home. I can see where Freya got her creativity from, I suppose. Oh, it's a little shortcut. Oh. Oh, okay, I get it now. Mr. Wilhelm was over here, wasn't he? Say, Mr. Wilhelm, Mrs. Ottilie asked me to see about her rosary. Ah, that old hag can't give me a moment of peace. Oh, I suppose, Tell her she can come by my workshop this afternoon, will you? I'll roast her up a rosary in no time at all. I thought you were making her a new one. In a way, lass, haven't you heard of repurposing? It'll be the best rosary she's ever seen. Huh. Maybe then she'll stop nagging me. It seems Mrs. Ottley's exhausted the goodwill of all of Keiferberg. This guy knows how to hustle. We could take a learning advice from Mr. Wilhelm. Years of experience. Oh, actually, I better top off some of my sanity. A little bit better. Mr. Wilhelm says you can come by his workshop this afternoon, Mrs. Ottley. Oh, I'm glad to hear that, dearie. Old Wilhelm has his way with these kinds of things, doesn't he? I suppose, yes. Oh, perfect. I just used that. It was replenished. What's this? It makes me feel a little at ease, lass. I think it might come in handy. Thank you, I suppose. That was a weird coincidence. What if we go the other way? Am I stupid and that was just the alleys? I think I'm being stupid. Yeah, I'm being stupid. Wait, what? This game's messing with me. So, are both the chores here? Oh, man. That was quite a show there, lassie. Come now, Lauralee, I need Elise to lend me a hand. What is it, Mrs. Marlene? I was hoping you'd pick me some apples today, Elise. All right. I'll be fine, I'm certain. How many apples do these folks need anyhow? Excellent work, Elise. I'd wager those shoes helped. You might be right, Mrs. Lauralee. For your hard work, lass, you deserve it. Hell yeah. Thank you, Mrs. Marlene. Getting that money. Gonna have to find food somewhere. Wonder if Lebquin's still gonna give me bread. There you are. I thought I'd never find you, Elise. Oh, what now, Miffy? It's your,
Anyway.
I don't have any food for you, shoo-shoo! But Elise, it's your... My what? Your friend. The lass with the funny hat, she's right outside. Uh-oh.
Hurry it up.
Take me to her, Molly, right now. My, you're covered in dirt, lass. Oh, She's so funny looking, look at her hat. Angelica, don't be rude. Do you know this lass, Lisbeth? Elise said she's from Primaldorf. Oh, I'm not from Primaldorf, I've never had a... Why, I haven't the faintest idea, Ariane. Oh, I'm looking for Elise, have you seen her? Elise, do you know her? We do happen to know Elise, but how do you know her, lass? Ah, Elise said she's adopted. Oh, I see. So Muffy's just gonna cover for us brilliantly? Muffy, you're an MVP. When did you hear about all this, Melly? Oh, if you'd please tell me where. Look, Mama, she has Tiny Scarecrow. Forgive me, but does anyone know where I can find Elise? Rozenmarine.
For goodness sake.
What are you doing here? You... So you do know the lass, Elise. Ah, yes, she's,
Keep it together, Elise.
Think, Elise, think. A distant cousin from Primaldorf. Why, you don't have cousins, Elise. I do recall old Holly's mother had a sister, but I'd never met her. Yes, exactly. Rozenmarine here's my aunt's granddaughter. It's Rozenmarine. Oh, I'm so very pleased to meet you, Rozenmarine. Oh, thank you. Anyhow, it's getting quite late. We'd best move along before, but do tell me, my dear. How long have you known you had a cousin? Met her this Saturday. I met her this Saturday. This all very much new to me as well, you see. I must say that's rather strange, Elise. Oh, why did I say that? How do you know... How did you know to find Elise, lass? Oh, in truth, Annie knew her before we lived in Keiferberg. It's all Rozenmarine knew when she came to meet me, right? Ah, yes. And she never visited, did she?
Yes.
Oh, my, auntie was rather fragile health, you see. I do remember old Holly mention her family from Primaldorf, but must have heard it from someone, I'd say. Ah, most certainly. From whom? Old Holly never left Keiferberg after settling down, and, if you say her family was rather distant, oh, this is quite confusing, isn't it? Oh, would you look at the time? I think I know what you mean, Elise. That's alright, you two, we wouldn't want to keep you. It's a pleasure to meet you, Rozenmarine. She's delighted to meet you all. Granny Holly told me about her. She said Rozenmarine here might show up one day, you see. I never got to meet my aunt before she passed, but I'm glad I got to meet my cousin. I see. And she turned up just in time for the festival, too. Mama. Can the funny lady come play with us? I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't want to bother you, Rozenmarine. You're all very welcoming, but we ought to move along and, Oh, one wonders, Elise. How did you meet your cousin, then? She sent someone to Keiferberg. I found her. I found her all alone out at the crossroads. Now see, if we answer this one, they'll be like, I didn't see anybody. But finding her alone at the crossroads seems a little suspicious, too. Guess, we'll just try it again if it's wrong. It's such a silly story, isn't it, Rozenmarine? Ah, yes, that's right. In fact, I took her for a beggar when I first laid my eyes on her. You certainly did. Oh, the poor lass. I was on my way to Keiferberg, you see. That's when I saw her. She asked me if I knew someone named Holly. Oh, how fortunate. You ought to stay for the festival, Rozenmarine. Ah, most certainly. Well, as much as I'd love to sit around and chat. Yes, it's a pleasure to meet you all. It's a pleasure to know you too, Rozenmarine. We'll be on our way then. Come, Rozenmarine. Goodbye. Rozenmarine, you're my stay-at-home girlfriend. You're not supposed to come outside. People are gonna question your straw hat. But I can't leave without talking to Rozenmarine. Ought to get to the bottom of this. Where are you? Oh, there you are.
For goodness sake!
Have you completely lost your wits, Rozenmarine? I'm sorry, Elise. I knew you had a bird's nest for a brain, but this is too much. Well, you know what you did. I'm sorry, Elise. I didn't mean to. I was chasing after Flock, you see.
For goodness sake!
Why not let him frolic about? That's what goats do.
Oh, but
He took the laundry I was tending to right out of my hands. I couldn't let him ruin your sheets. All right, well, we didn't do too bad convincing the townsfolk, I'd say.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, Elise. I didn't mean to trouble you. Forget it, Rozenmarine. It's all right. I'm telling you, it's fine, Rozenmarine. All I've done is trouble you. Which isn't a complete lie now, is it? Yet I do enjoy your company, so, Anyhow, we ought to keep our stories straight. Maybe if we tell them I came to lend you a hand with work.
This is it!
Oh, that's it, Rozenmarine. You could work instead of me. Huh?
Alright?
Alright, listen carefully. Granny Holly told me about you and her Annie long ago. Your grandmother is Granny Holly's Annie, which makes us distant cousins. Ah, yes. So you heard about the festival and came about to Keiferberg to meet Granny Holly. Yes! Last Saturday, we just so happened to bump into each other by the crossroads. You asked me about Granny Holly, and that's how we met.
I'm sorry,
I don't understand, Elise. How does that relate to what I said? Why, you liked Keiferberg so much you wanted to stay and lend a hand. Oh. You're a kind, charitable, loving soul who wants to help with the festival. That'll keep them from asking too many questions, I'd wager. I think that's a great idea, Elise. Now go make me some money.
Alright?
That being said, Rozenmarine, you're gonna home right after nightfall, you hear? I don't want you hanging about these folks too much. All right, Elise.
I did it!
We're making it happen right now then. Let's go. Oh, she isn't. What? Look at the little walking Rozenmarine. Amazing. So this is your cousin, Elise. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Rozenmarine. We were discussing the flower crowns for the festival, Elise. I ought to make one for Rozenmarine, too. Oh, I wouldn't want to trouble you. Don't be silly, Rozenmarine. We want you to feel welcome. Be done with that scruffy hat of yours, too. I was surprised to hear you had a cousin, Elise. Linda and Lisbeth here told me everything just now. I still don't quite understand how she came to be in Keiferberg, however. You see, I've always known I had an auntie named Holly in Keiferberg. I heard of the festival and decided to make my chances all. Oh, that truly is wonderful, lass. Oh, but wasn't Aunt Old Holly, Oh, would you look at the time? We're so busy. Oh, do enjoy the festival, dearie. Thank you. We're saved, good thinking, Rozenmarine. Oh, I would love to help with the flowers, Rozenmarine. I have the perfect bunch of snowbells that suit you perfectly. Oh, I love snowbells. We have much to do, don't we? I can lend a hand with whatever you need. Maybe some other time, Mrs. Marielle. Rozenmarine here will be helping me this week. Oh, that's hardly a problem, Elise. We'll find the time. It's very kind of you to help your cousin, Rozenmarine. Do tell us if you need anything. This is your home now, too. Oh, you're all too kind. I suppose it's going well for now. Alright. How can I put Rozenmarine to work? We could be doing twice the chores. Full of surprises today, aren't you, Elise? My, who's this lass? I'd like to introduce you to my cousin from Primaldorf. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Rozenmarine. You don't mean to tell me Holly still has family in Primaldorf? Whoa, what would you know about it anyhow? She did, but Now you have to imagine this through Elise's way of speaking, though. I think it's this one. I wouldn't want to speak on Rozenmarine's behalf, but my granny has already passed, so... I see. That's rather unfortunate. You're from a humble home, I can see that much. Oh, truly, I've always been rather, Why aren't we all from humble homes, Mrs. Bertha? Truly, Bertha, we hardly know the lass. My people take offense to everything these days. Oh, was the right one. Is that even when it sounds like it's gonna, be pretty tame, Elise will just be savage mode? Who the hell are you? Everything alright, Mr. Tristan? Old Wilhelm's one stubborn fellow, let me tell you. He's not long from meeting his maker, yet still works himself like a donkey. Mr. Wilhelm's still rather cheery for his age, wouldn't you say? There's a big difference between one's cheer and one's strength, Elise. What are we to do if he takes a tumble? Well, help him? What is he attempting to do? More importantly, Elise, who's the lass? This is my cousin, Rozenmarine. Rozenmarine. She came all the way from Primaldorf for the festival, you see. It's a pleasure to meet you. Here, I thought old Holly was your only family, Elise. No, not quite. Well, welcome to Keiferberg, lass. I hope you enjoy the festival. Thank you. Mr. Tristan is always rather calm, isn't he? Level-headed. If I take you into church, are you gonna burst into flames, Rozenmarine? But who's this, Elise? That look on her face means trouble, I can tell. Oh, good day. This is my cousin, Rozenmarine Lepkuen. A cousin. My cousin, yes. She's a distant cousin from Primaldorf, related to Granny Holly. Granny Holly's auntie, you see. Is my line that bad? No, stick to the story, Elise. Keep it together, it's all in your head. I'm here for the festival. It's a pleasure to meet you, Rozenmarine. I'm Lepkuen. Oh, it's Rozenmarine, actually. I've fallen into the habit of calling her Rozenmarine. A habit? Oh, not a habit, I didn't mean to call it. Has Elise shown you about town yet, Rozenmarine? Not yet. I only got here on Saturday and we've been at home mostly. Saturday. I did mean to introduce you to. I have no doubt, Elise. She knows. It's no use. She sees right through me. I spend most of my time here, Rozenmarine. You know where to find me. Thank you. Miss Lebkuin. Oh, Lebkuin is fine. Don't let Elise work you too hard, you hear? Very funny, Leb. She's rather sharp, isn't she, Elise? She's a pain, that's what she is. I wouldn't want to assume, but... What is it, Rozenmarine? Lebkuin has a talent for figuring things out, doesn't she? Yes. Yes, she does. I must say, she's a little intimidating, too. Really? It's probably just because I don't know her. Lebkuin's strong intuition. That's what Rozenmarine was trying to get at, surely. Hello, girlfriend. This is my girlfriend. This is my straw hat girlfriend. Saving. Goodness gracious, Elise. There's no need to make such a fuss. Freya. Oh, it's such a pleasure to meet you. My name is Freya. I'm a friend of Elise's here in Keiferberg. Oh, and I'm, Rozenmarine. What a wonderful name, Rozenmarine. Hey, this is my girlfriend. It's nice meeting you, Freya. She's my cousin, Freya, from Primaldorf. From Primaldorf? Oh, you simply must come and dance with us. Of course, Freya. Everyone keeps talking about this festival. I'm very much looking forward to it. There's so much to show you, I can't wait. Oh, I know. Why don't you two come have dinner tonight? Tonight won't work, Freya. She's lending me a hand at home tidying up Granny Holly's old bits and pieces. Oh, that's, quite alright. It's such a shame, though. I very much appreciate the invitation, Freya. Of course, you're welcome anytime. Tell me if you need anything, both of you. Don't work yourself into the ground now. You too, Elise. Freya's so nice. Can't help but wonder if she's a little too nice at times. Why would you say that? You're saying that because you don't know her, Rozenmarine. It also seems to me she fancies you a great deal. To me, it seems you're the one who fancies her. Oh, to hell with you. Ooh, that looks dangerous. Now that is a face we've not seen before. Ah, Mr. Gustav, this is my cousin, Rozenmarine. It's Rozenmarine. A cousin? I had no idea you had family besides old Holly, Elise. I do recall old Holly had an aunt someplace near Primaldorf. Welcome to Keiferberg, lass. I do hope you stay for the festival. Ah, yes, I will. I must say, I'm rather taken aback, Elise. It's not that much of a surprise, is it? As if I'd even bothered lying to you folks. I'll try this one. Rozenmarine came to meet me after her grandmother passed, that's all. Lass is right, there's no reason to fret. Ah, of course, I wouldn't want to make anyone feel that. On the contrary, Rozenmarine, it's the other way around, if anything. I'm certain you'll enjoy your stay, lass. Thank you so much. There's the famed cousin. We heard all about it from Ariane. Allow me to introduce to you, Mr. Finn, Mr. Ghetto. This is my cousin, Rozenmarine. Ah, it's a pleasure to meet you. Just in time for the festival, aren't you, lass? Oh, I've been hearing all about it. Make certain you make the most of it while you're here. Rozenmarine's going to be helping me with work all week. Make your cousin work for her stay, Elise. Doesn't surprise you in the least, does it? No, Elise is very kind. It was a joke, lass. Oh. You're very welcome in Keiferberg, Rozenmarine. It's Rozenmarine. It's time we go, Rozenmarine. We have much to do. I'll put my cousin to work if I want to. That's right. Now that she's my cousin anyhow, it just makes it even less of an issue. We're gonna put her straight to work. Alright, Mr. Wilhelm. Meet my cousin. Where are you? There you are. Oh, that looks like a chore. Damn it! We are gonna try out some of these different chores, don't worry. The problem is that the chores, I mean, you gotta make the money on them, and some of them are kind of really hard, so. I'll do a demo of all of them later if you don't get a chance to see them. Oh, how dreadful. You're making a bigger deal out of this than you ought to, old Audley. What now? Audley here has caught wind of your cousin, Elise. Heard you from Primaldorf, lass. Ah, yes, from a nearby village, in truth. And she's the granddaughter of Granny Holly's Annie, Mrs. Audley. You've heard of her, I'm certain. I suppose. Old Holly did spend quite some time in Primaldorf, from what I recall. That's what I've been trying to tell you. I must say, I'm still trying to figure out exactly how you two met, Elise. We met by chance. Ah, but that's quite different from what you, Rosemarine's granny told her about me long ago, you see. Yes, I came here in hopes of finding my relatives. We bumped into each other at the crossroads last Saturday. She asked me if I knew of someone named Holly. Now that's a story worth telling, lass. Ah, I see. Did you hear that, old Audley? There's no need to fret. All right, well, welcome to Keiferberg, I suppose. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. Ha, we're saved! Mrs. Audley is such a pain. You know, there's something about this game that just makes me want to be a witch. I don't know what it is. Everybody's freaked out about witches. It makes me want to be a witch. Freak everybody out. Anybody in the alleyways? There you are. Taking pity on beggars now, are you, Elise? There's no need to be so crude, Elma. This penny beggar, Miss Elma, happens to be my cousin. Ah, would you look at that? A cousin! I don't recall Holly having siblings, Elise. Of course she didn't. Can't you see that poor lass lost her wits? Me? What about you, Miss Elma? You're being rather unreasonable, Mrs. Elma. Giving Keiferberg such bad reputation. Why, you? Truly, Elma. I must say, there's no way to welcome Elise's cousin. I'm sorry, I feel I've been a bother. Not at all, lass. I apologize for this altercation. Allow me to reintroduce you. This is my cousin Rozenmarine. Rozenmarine. Alright, I'll acknowledge that was rather unfortunate of me. Welcome to Keiferberg, Rozenmarine. Thank you. That's right. Take that, you wretched old hag. These folks are so entitled I can't stand them. Anything new on here? No. Whoa. There you are. Ah, it's you. The kooky lass. You know, Groon, that's not something you usually, You're ugly, Elise. You're ugly. Why, you? Is this your cat, Groon? She's Mrs. Linda's. Her name is Leela. Well, that's such a sweet name. Say, kooky lass. It's Rozenmarine, Groon. Why is there a scarecrow on your shawl, Rozenmarine? Oh, this? My granny made it for me when I was just about your age. I keep it with me always because she isn't with me anymore, you see. Oh, I'm sorry. That's quite alright, Groon. Since when are you so good with children, Rozenmarine? You're an ugly old crone, Elise. You should learn from your cousin. Why, you little... Groon. Maybe then your big nose will shrink and become nice and tiny like mine. Now, Groon. Elise's nose isn't that pointy. That's it, we're leaving. Rozenmarine. You're welcome to come play with me whenever you'd like. Oh, you're too kind. Goodbye. Making fun of my nose. It's not that pointy or big. It's good the laddies? Like her. If we're lucky, it might help other folk trust her more. Is that a word for children that I'm not recognizing? Laddies? I think that was everything. Yeah, I don't see anything. Alright, we're gonna have to pick one of these chores. Let's try to go for a new one. I wonder if Rozenmarine can help me move the, Oh, I haven't introduced her to the bakery lady. Oh, we can't even talk to her. I guess I have to buy food. A bundle of cookies made with different doughs and toppings. Oh, it's worth 3. Is there any reason to not just buy this? Oh, I bet you Mimsy is gonna want one of these at some point. I guess we might as well buy it now. How is my food? So I have to eat one now. Okay, nothing to say about that. See if Rozenmarine has anything to say about the crossroads and moving the windmill thing. Huh. We need someone big and strong to move this, like Freya. Alright, kiddos, what are we doing? So you weren't lying, Melly. I told you, I know what I saw. What did you tell these true, Melissa? Maybe it's best we don't annoy her, Elise. You shush it, Rozenmarine. Oh, won't you come and play Kiss her? Oh god, I hate this game. Why is it blinking my bread? Oh! Okay, this was... I remember this now. What happens if I press T? Why is it saying I can press T for... Alright, whatever, we'll figure it out. God, that game was so hard. Alright, I'll try. Oh, a game? You stay close to me, Rozenmarine. I'll go call Groon. I got no idea how you're supposed to do better than A on that. Looks like Rozenmarine helped me a little bit there. I think we'll accept it this time. Not bad. Oh, that was so much fun. You should come play with us again, Rozenmarine. Here you go, Elise. This silly game is almost worth playing, I suppose. Oh, I can't wait for next time. Okay, I'm gonna see how many tries it takes me to get an S on that. Oh, there we go. Okay. It didn't take that many tries, just an extra 2. You did it! You did it! You're a little too excited about this, don't you think? Thank you for playing with us, Elise. Oh, you don't have to. Why, yes, he did. Thank you, Jacob. You should come back and play with us again, Rozenmarine. Oh, I'd be glad to. It's best you head on home now, Rozenmarine. Folks have had enough of you for one day. Oh, it was too much fun, Elise. If you say so. I'll see you at home then. Alright, I see you, Murphy. I'll give you your pretzel. That's not what I meant to do, but that's okay. Alright, where are you? Wait. Now I want to see you peek out everywhere. Hold on. Do you do it here too? Can't tell. What the hell? God, everybody's got chores for me. I have to feed the child real quick. There's your flippin' pretzel. Where are you? There you are. It's you. It's pretzel time, Elise. Oh, spare me, Maggie. I've waited all day, Elise. You promised me a pretzel. I promised you no such thing. I'm telling Father Hans then, just you wait. Good luck with that, Mindy. I've already introduced her to everyone myself. Oh, my poor beggar cousin Rozenmarine. They fell right for it, every single one of them. She's not your cousin? Oh, Elise. Golly, Elise, even I fell for it. No, you've got it all wrong. What I meant was, I'd best go let all those folks know, huh? Oh, if only you'd give me a pretzel. All right, take your flippin' pretzel. Give. Keep your wretched mouth shut, Melly. Why didn't it let me give her the pretzel? This isn't a pretzel, Elise. That's all you're getting, Macy. Take it or leave it. You're so mean, Elise. It's just a pretzel. Keep pestering me and I'll get even meaner. Okay, grape juice. So I can turn around you and it got it. There we go. That was weird. There you go. You keep your wretched mouth shut, Mindy, or else. That's what I thought. Oh, and it's fresh, too. You're so generous, Elise. Are we clear, Murphy? As long as you give me some grape juice tomorrow, so I can drown you in it. Got it. All right, actually, I think I'm already figuring out that, God, I can't even remember what her actual name is. She, like, holds down and lies for Rozenmarine because Rozenmarine sucks at it. I think that's what I was getting. It's like an investment. Okay. What about here? Guess we completed that correctly. That's a good problem to have, lad. Is everything all right, Mr. Gustav? Eugen here will have his hands tied with his business all week. It's a matter of when we're to do it, truth be told. The Orsels will need some rest, that's for certain. For all we know, we might have to pull those carts ourselves. My best make certain I keep busy tomorrow, then. You'd need to feed up a lot more pig roast before you'd carrying even a single log, Elise. What? He's right, Elise. You ought to make sure you're keeping yourself healthy. I'm stronger than I look, Mr. Eugen. Old age doesn't wait for anyone, Elise. Eat plenty, and don't work yourself into the ground, you hear? It's not even that I don't eat enough. How am I meant to gain weight when all I can afford are eggs and bread? Oh, that's right, I'm supposed to buy eggs. You can gain a ton of weight eating eggs, what do you mean? It's like solid protein. Here, Elise is probably built like a bodybuilder. She's just eating eggs. On your way home, Elise? Not yet, Mrs. Linda. Say, have you got any cheese or milk from Lisbeth? No, I haven't. Her goats have fallen ill, you see. She stopped by earlier to take back the cheese I got for her and says best we don't eat it. Oh. I see. Lord knows what's wrong with the goats. Oh, I wouldn't forgive myself if my boys fell ill. I'm certain Mrs. Lisbeth didn't mean any harm, Mrs. Linda. Of course not, Elise. What's a thing to say? These things happen, but, you see. No, I don't think I do, Mrs. Linda. I often wonder if Lisbeth's husband was still with us. Mrs. Linda. Oh, I know. Let's pretend I didn't say that, Elise. Uh-oh. Wonder what happened to the goats. I'd like to see Mrs. Linda try raising 2 children all by herself. So, it's dusk, so... Yeah, I'm sorry. Sorry, we're going for Rozenmarine, Lebkuin. Unless you have bread for me, then maybe I'll think about it. Let's go home, Apfel. Mama told us we ought to be home before nightfall today. Sun's still high, Groon. Stop whining. You ought to listen to your mother, Apfel. I don't want to go home yet. Apfel, it seems Mrs. Lisbeth's in a bit of a temper today, Elise. Mrs. Lisbeth's in a temper? Mrs. Dorothy was also in a temper. That's because you refused to read, Apfel. Even I read better than you. No, you don't, liar. I do too, I do. You're the one who's the best at reading, aren't you, Jacob? And with numbers, too. You ought to lend those 2 bird brains a hand, you hear? Leave, Elise, you're ugly. It's no surprise Mrs. Lisbeth's in a temper with laddies like these. Scared to talk to anybody. Summer child would do you no good anyhow. And you, Elise? What about me, Mrs. Brunhilde? Old Holly brought her to Keiferberg in summer, I believe. She told me I was born a few weeks after the summer solstice. How are you to know when you were born? Granny Holly ought to have known, Mrs. Lorley. You were adopted, to be fair, but, Oh, but weren't you brought here as a baby? She was, so I suppose old Holly couldn't have been wrong. I can't say it's very polite of you to be discussing such things. I'm sorry, Elise. I was asking them about the townsfolk, with my baby coming and everything. Ah, you always take everything so seriously, Elise. Granny Holly always said I was born in the summer, but I never once celebrated it after she passed. Oh, that windstorm was a dreadful thing. I see we're still blabbering on about that windstorm. Tell me about it, Elise. You two ought to take this very seriously. Old Stefan warned us on his deathbed, no less. That's why we can't trust his word, old Oaken. Old Stefan passed too early, that's what. Not this ridiculous nonsense again. Let old Stefan rest. What was it he said about so important anyhow? Nonsense, Elise, that's what. You foolish folks never learn. It's only natural you don't know, Elise. You were young. Old Stefan warned us of the arrival of the witch, no less. That Keiferberg would undergo many trials, that we would fall, Oh, for goodness sake. You're starting to sound like Elise, Marlin. What's that supposed to mean, you? It's best we walk away, lass. These old folks will never learn. Mrs. Marlin is just as tired of this witch nonsense as I am, as it seems. Can't be straining yourself like that, Marielle. Everything all right? No. Mechtilda's making too much of it, Elise. It's an awful lot of work, Marielle, and you're not as young as you used to be. Oh, but what would I be doing with my time if not lending a hand for the festival? I'm slower than I was in my youth, but I can still be of help. You could always share some of the workload with Freya, Mrs. Marielle. I couldn't even lend a finger, not with this tremor of mine. Oh, we aren't what we used to be, are we, Mechtilda? That we're not, old lass. For goodness sake, it's dropping dead all old folks think about. You'd be surprised, Elise. Oh man, I really want to go for her, but sorry, Rozenmarine first. God, how rude of me. I like walk down the stairs here and then just dip. Later. Alright. I think I'm doing pretty healthy. This offers 2 health specifically, huh? I think I better have one of these on hand. It's expensive, but it's like, you might as well just take it all at once, you know? Goodbye, MILF. Where's your cousin? Headed home already? She's had her fill of Keiferberg for one day, is all. Heaven sent, Elise, that's what she is. It's not every day you discover a cousin, is it? I must say I'm glad you're no longer on your own, lass. I suppose you're right, Mr. Finn. Of course he's right, Elise. Family is what's most important. Always full of cheer, aren't you? That's what logging does to you. Working with Gustav's what keeps us in good spirits, I'd say. The lad has more cheer than all of Keiferberg and Primaldorf combined. Must run in the family, wouldn't you say? Freya could very likely run the festival all by herself, don't you agree? Logging included, no doubt. I'd wager she could carry an entire cart of logs all the way to Keiferberg. And what is she, a horse? Yeah, she's definitely going to be the one that moves the thing at the windmill, huh? Wonder if Granny Holly took some of my own cheer with her when she passed. Well, it's no use dwelling on these things, I suppose. Could have sworn your cousin was meant to be helping Elise. She's passing time until I need her, Mr. Ludwig. We're bracing ourselves to go on patrol, lass. Make sure you're home before then, you hear. They'll have each other on their way up to the peaks from now on, lads. Truly, there's no need to worry, Mr. Bernard. I'm glad that's the case, Elise. We must look after each other. Of course, Mr. Ludwig. Still can't say I'm looking forward to going on patrol every night. Every night? Folks need some peace of mind, lass. Ah, I see. That'll only make them worry even more, I'm certain. These are the goats that aren't feeling good? What's the matter with you? Huh. Still nothing. I didn't find any food. Oh, they only have a number per day? I didn't even notice that. Yeah, there's no reason to not buy a couple, huh? I didn't see any eggs. Me and Rozenmarine are gonna rob this old lady one of these days for all of her Lebkuchen buns. Yeah, I think that's not gonna progress until we are able to open the old windmill. Girlfriend? Where'd you go? Okay, so let me get this straight, actually. So the little goat thing, as soon as I put on the shoes and I'm freaking out, it's gone? Happens to have whatever with the laundry, huh? I bet it's gonna be the thing that leads us into the woodlands or whatever. Excuse me, where is my girlfriend? There she is. I've got better things. This best not take too long, Rozenmarine. I have work to do. I can't be away for long after the whole ordeal. I promise it'll be quick, Elise. Come now, let me show you the attic. You've settled in, huh? Of course, this is my new home after all. Getting a bit ahead of yourself here, isn't she? Sleeping under a roof took some getting used to. I've been sleeping under the stars since I was little, you see.
I see.
You did say you're a traveler.
Yes.
Ah, yes, I used to travel about with my granny until, while she was still in good health. Where is she now, Rozenmarine? Come now, sit. Show me your hand, Elise.
For goodness sake.
Rozenmarine, wait. Ah, I see. You can't possibly be reading my palm. Stay put, Elise. I'm trying to make sense of it. I don't believe in any of this nonsense, Rozenmarine. As I thought, your lines are very telling of who you are. Who am I then? Obstinate. Ambitious. There's a certain intuition within you that's yet to be awakened. What's that supposed to mean? Oh, both your fortune and your fate are very distinct, too. You're destined for something great, aren't you, Elise? Destined for something great, you say? You're also stubborn, very set in your ways, and your ambitions, Look, Rozenmarine, I don't know what you're wittering on about, but I truly don't believe in any of this nonsense, alright?
Oh, but
Before you go, I have something for you. You're truly Not sure. What is it?
yes.
Here, I want to have this. Oh. You made me garbage. What in Lord's name is this thing? I've told you before how I've seen you in my dreams, and I made this bracelet just for you, knowing I'd find you.
Rozenmarine.
Rozenmarine, you're my soulmate, Elise. I finally realized. We hardly know each other, Rozenmarine. I've known you for a long time, in truth. Is this what you said yesterday? It would mean a great deal to me if you kept it, Elise.
For goodness sake.
I will. You did make it for me, after all. Even so, Rozenmarine, I know you don't believe any of this, Elise, but, I think you will. In time. I find myself believing in it already, somehow. Besides, you being my soulmate doesn't mean I'm yours, anyhow. Huh? Things are just starting to change for you, Elise. In more ways than one, I'm certain you've noticed. I suppose. It's true. First Rozenmarine turned up, then I found these shoes, and, there was that old hag I met this morning, too. Even that strange dream I had, I wonder if that's also a...
Oh, but
Say, Elise. Huh. Won't you join me for a stroll tomorrow morning? Out at the crossroads, there's something I'd like to show you. Alright. Come now, I ought to head back before the townsfolk lose their wits. Oh, I didn't eat the bread yet. Is it weird that I was looking forward to the fact that Rozenmarine was going to potentially just give me food? Still can't quite tell what's going on with that. The reference isn't lost on me, though. Oh, randomly squeaky floor. Alright, let's be on the lookout for some golden girls. Oh, okay, speak the devil. Just another girl with a wish. Doesn't everyone have a wish or two? Not all that meet him do. I was once what you'd call the good company, despite these red shoes. The object of her affections, I suppose. What are you talking about? I was forsaken in his den by the one I loved. Whoever you bring to keep him company, bear in mind this will be their fate. The good company. I'm not gonna have to bring Rozenmarine to the strange boy, right? Those golden girls have been warning me about a lot so far. They have to bring offerings, it's never worth it, that some of them are from Keiferberg. Oh, Flock is back. Oh, I have some more talking to do, so. Looks like not yet. Let's take a look around town. Don't you start, Lebkuin. I'm not explaining myself again. My lips are sealed. You can stand there looking at me all you want. She's a rather sweet lass, I must say. Lebkuin. I know you, Elise. She's my cousin. There's nothing more to it. No, could you say that again? She's, you know. No, I don't know, Elise. That's why I'm asking. Now that we got that out of the way, won't you tell me who she is? She says she's a traveler. I found her hiding in my granary on Saturday. A traveler? I'm not convinced either, Leb, but I feel sorry for the poor lass. She says she'll be leaving right after the festival, so it's only temporary. What does she come here to do? She won't tell me much herself. I had no intention of bringing her to Keiferberg, but she, graced us with her presence, I suppose. I had to think of something right there and then. Elise. I shouldn't be housing a stranger, let alone put myself in harm's way for her, but... I understand, Elise. Oh, Leb. I also still understand what you're telling me is a half-truth at best. Here's your bread. You'll let me know if you need more, won't you? Oh, thank God. Leb, you're the best. I trust you all the same, Elise. You don't have to help me, Lem. You know that. Yet, here I am. Look at me, Elise. I do trust you. I need you to know that. Alright. Stay out of trouble now. I'll see you tomorrow. I hate lying to her like that. I should keep this under wraps for Lebquin's sake now, too. It's a good thing the Golden Girls stand out pretty well, at the very least. Oh man, I almost missed it again. It was really easy to accidentally walk by it. Didn't see anything. On your way home, Elise. Quite late, I'm aware. Our fellows are out on patrol for a reason, lass. I'm still not certain it's for a good reason, if I'm honest. Me too, Mr. Goodstav. I must say I don't quite see the use for it. Gustav here just doesn't want to make the rounds, I think. I'd say getting a good night's sleep would do us all better, is all. Old Oaken's preaching does more harm than good. He could be right for all we know. I struggle to fear something I haven't yet seen, Wilhelm. Truly, there's no such thing as a witch. My only comfort is knowing it'll keep Freya well rested. You too, Elise. You and your cousin can sleep comfortably tonight. It does bring me comfort to see Mr. Gustav's not taking this seriously either. I wonder if the Golden Girls are going to be in the town. I think they're staying mostly out of the town. My, you'll get another earful staying in town until this late, Elise. Isn't it quite late for you too, Mrs. McTilda? Oh, dearie, mornings were never my favorite. Your grandmother shared the sentiment, didn't she? She did take her time going to bed, that's true. Old Holly truly was full of surprises. And secrets. Secrets, Mrs. McTilda? Why, yes, Gretel and I were always wondering what was on her mind. She was quite withdrawn at times, you see. I suppose she was, yes. Gretel was the only one she'd confide in. Lebquin's granny does talk about her a great deal, that's for certain. You can't take old Oaken's foolery to heart, Elise. You lasses are different from when I was your age, and that's the way it ought to be. Maybe your elders aren't as narrow-minded, Mrs. McTilda. No, you wouldn't know, dearie. I bet they got into all kinds of trouble. Imagine living across Wilma's Inn. That'd be great. That'd be awesome. Oh, never mind. Oh, lass, to think I would be surrounded by demons on my deathbed. Your deathbed? That fateful evening, I was taken to his dwelling under the pretense of glory. What do you mean? His blessing, his blissful word. You oughtn't believe any of it. Oh. I just bought this. Oh well. Probably worth having more than one. The cat just doesn't care.
Elise,
Ah, there you are, Elise. It's quite late, isn't it?
for goodness sake.
Spare me the earful, Rozenmarine. What's there to sweep out here after nightfall anyhow?
I'm sorry.
I was keeping myself busy until you came home is all. And Flock here was amusing himself chasing after the broom.
Look.
Weren't you, Flock?
Oh.
Ah, what's for supper then?
Yes.
Oh, I made grape soup. Soup? I figured we could both use something hearty. We have eggs. What about the eggs? I cooked those too. I thought we could toast some of yesterday's bread to have with them. Oh, thank goodness.
I'm sorry.
Did I do something wrong? Eggy toast ought to be enough for today, I suppose. Let's head inside, Rozenmarine. What? It's nothing.
Oh, but
Elise, wait, It's tastier than it looks, isn't it? Could have been worse, that's for certain. Anything tastes good when you're hungry, I find. I suppose today went well, all things considered. I best keep an eye on her lest those folks,
I'm sorry.
Say, Elise, I've been meaning to ask you something. Huh? Those shoes you found this morning,
Now that you mention it.
what about them? You still haven't told me much about them. I've seen them before in my dreams a long time ago. In your dreams?
I'm sorry.
Elise, is there something you're not telling me? I don't know where to start, Rozenmarine. I've been avoiding thinking about it, but this morning in Keiferberg,
It's fate, Elise.
Our fates, Elise, they're finally starting to align. Huh? Oh, never mind.
Rozenmarine.
I saw an old hag, Rozenmarine. She told me about this patron saint in the woods. That he grants folks wishes if they bring him gifts. So it's true after all. You've heard about all this before? Carry on. She said I must bring him 3 gifts. The, tender flesh, sweetest nectar, and good company. Oh, Elise, that's wonderful. What else did she say? Did she mention your fate?
Goodness sake.
You're scaring me with all this nonsense. Oh, there's nothing to be afraid of, Elise. How do you know about all this? No, it's an old folk tale my granny used to tell me. A folk tale. Carry on now. What else did she say? She mentioned finding a dwelling in the woods, that he will grant my wish if I bring him the 3 gifts made from these testaments. You told her your wish, didn't you? I did, but it's nothing out of the ordinary. It's, Don't tell me. You can't tell other folks about your wish, Elise.
Out with it.
Rozenmarine, you have to tell me what's going on.
Oh, that's...
All I know is what my granny told me, but I can tell you all about it, Elise. I can help you.
Rozenmarine.
Yeah. I need to think about this. I'll be here toddying up. You can ask me anything you'd like. All right. Rozenmarine, You don't have to look so frightened, Elise. This is all very overwhelming, is all. Oh, Elise, isn't fate such a wonderful thing? Enough of that, Rozenmarine. What are these testaments and gifts? Ah, of course. In order to meet him, you're going to have to gather the testaments to your resolve. These are tools and ingredients you'll have to use when crafting the gifts. It's common courtesy to bring your most nice things. Oh, your host nice things when visiting, isn't it? Huh. Ah, there's also the trials, but I can tell you all about his folktale later. Alright then. For now, I want to know. I don't know what to think of this one. You should meet him when your soul is at its most vulnerable, Elise. At its most vulnerable? Granny used to say good company brings one's most inner self to light. One's true face, in other words. Rozenmarine, I'm not sure I understand. Why, it's love, Elise. Love? Love reveals all, wouldn't you say? I suppose. Rozenmarine. What's the tender flesh? I don't quite like the sound of it, but, oh, you're the one making it sound bad, Elise. The tender flesh represents your body, the vessel for your soul, so to speak. A representation of my flesh, then. All that matters is that it carries a part of your mortal body. Eh? It's nothing to be afraid of, Elise. It can be a nail clipping or a strand of hair. What's important is the connection between you and the symbolic vessel. Symbolic vessel? Rozenmarine. What is the sweetest nectar? It's not as though I don't have an idea, but I don't quite like it. It represents your vitality, Elise, your essence. You don't mean all that matters is that it carries a part of your mortal body. Part of my mortal body, huh? I know what you're thinking, Elise. That could be it if that's what you're inclined to bring to him, but... What is it, Rozenmarine? These are meant as proof of your resolve, first and foremost. It's your determination that's most important, Elise. Might need time to think. I still can't wrap my head around this nonsense, Rozenmarine. That's alright, Elise. I'll be here if you have any more questions. I think I need a moment. Bringing him gifts made of testaments. And I'm supposed to find these somewhere? But where? Elise. What is it, Rozenmarine? I still haven't told you much about myself, but, I'll be outside in the granary if you want to talk more. I'll think about it, Rozenmarine. Is this changing when Rozenmarine is in the house? Is that how it's changing? Still keeping my eye out for that. I knew you'd come about, Elise. You seem to know everything, don't you? Not at all, but feel free to ask me anything you'd like. Alright, well, who is he? Say your granny used to tell you this folktale. He's a patron saint, Elise. He grants folks wishes for a heavy price. A heavy price, huh? He, whose name has been lost to time as a benevolent entity. Uh-huh. It said he can grant folks wishes if they show him their resolve. Firstly, you ought to acknowledge his invitation to meet him. The shoes, I suppose. That's the only explanation. If you do, he will welcome you to his trials. Trials? If you do clear them and show him your resolve by doing so, he will give you a testament. Alright. You will then have to use the testaments to craft him gifts. and go into the woods, gifts in hand, on the night of the full moon to summon him. Sounds like an awful lot like a cautionary tale. Oh, but we're now finding out it's more than that, aren't we? I suppose. I'll have to find out for myself whether that's true or not. Alright, well, who are you? You haven't told me enough about yourself. Well, how to say, I'm a strong believer in fate, Elise. Fate, you say. I've dreamed about you and Keiferberg, your home, your shoes. Ever since I was born, I've known my fate was with you, Elise. I don't understand, Rozenmarine. Those dreams were premonitions, I'm certain. They stopped the night I reached Keiferberg, which can only mean that I'm currently living out my own fate, by your side, Elise. I find that very difficult to believe, Rozenmarine. I know it all sounds very strange, but my granny taught me everything I know, you see. About nature, about the cosmos, faith, and the woodland. The woodland, you say? She told me all sorts of tales from the past. About our community, about its origins, our patroness, Walpurga. Rozenmarine, that's rather, isn't it such a coincidence both our patronesses have the same name? It has to be fate, Elise. I'm not too sure about that. You see, some things had yet to make sense to me until recently. I didn't understand my own dreams for a long, long time. Or why I could sense, see, and feel things unspoken. Rozenmarine. Why folks called us foul names, or why Granny preferred to sleep under the stars most nights. Yet it all fell into place, Elise, as she told me it would. Fate will guide you if you let it. All you have to do is trust your instincts. I suppose. I'm going back inside. Today was rather tiring. I'll head inside in a little while. I would like to, whisper to the stars. Something like that. Don't take too long, Rozenmarine. I'd best get some sleep before I lose my mind. Gifts. Huh? I'd best go to bed. I'll make sense of this tomorrow.
For goodness sake!
No, I can't sleep. I can't stop thinking about all this nonsense. Everything that old hag told me. About testaments, the gifts in him. What Rozenmarine told me too. I find it hard to believe, but maybe it's true. If I do gather these testaments, if I do find my way to him, maybe I can finally leave this wretched town and live the life I'm meant to live.
Now that you mention it...
Start anew, someplace far, far away. This could very well be my chance for happiness.
Let's go!
I ought to at least try. Might have to go to the woodland and find out right now. Won't forgive myself if I don't at least try. I think I'm well stocked enough. Let's see if what that old hag said is true.
Keep it together, Elise.
I have to at least give it a try. What? I can't leave. So this is the woodland. I ought to find him. I ought to be brave. What is this wretched place? I'd best be careful, this could be dangerous. These moths aren't going anywhere, are they? If only I could do away with these moths somehow. A candle holder. What is such a thing doing so deep in the woods? There's a wick. Can I light this candle, I wonder? That got their attention, I suppose. I better be careful moving forward. What in the... Have you met the witch? She's so very eager to meet you again, would you believe? The witch, you say? Your paths are bound to cross before long, but I have my doubts you'll last long in the Black Wilderness. Wait, what in Lord's name? Such a foul smell. Moth-eaten frayed, the old dress rests in its blood-soaked grave. Creepy. Oh, thank you very much for the matches. Oh, can I fall down? Okay. That looks like free stuff. How do I get to you? A mushroom. What does it do? A big red-capped mushroom. Alright, I guess we'll Keep that on hand. Take heed, she's taking advantage of you. Who is? That creature. She goes hungry. It's you she wants, your flesh. The witch. Don't allow her to interfere with your wish. How would she interfere exactly? Wait. Her interference, she says. Ooh, fancy handkerchief. Let's see.
What in the Lord's name?
There's so many. I must find a way to distract them. Another mushroom. Maybe I can feed this to Murphy. Those moths are too far away to notice this flame. If I could alert them somehow or bring them with me. I get it. What happens if you go down this way? Oh, it's just the same way. I'm stupid. Can't let them surround you, huh? Looks like a doe's remains. I've never seen such a thing before. The pristine skeletal remains of a doe, every bone barren of any kind of life. Hey! Can I tank through this? There we go. Which would include my lantern, I suppose. Sure, I pick these back up. See the markings here. Oh, okay. That looks like a trap. No. These look different, don't they? I don't see a candle to get rid of them yet. I've been spotting these scribbles scattered about. Are these people? Engraved deep in the rocky surface are several familiar shapes reminiscent of human life. Those aren't going anywhere. Must find a way to lure those butterflies off that carcass. Well, saw a golden girl over there. Thank you for the save points. Maybe the other way will be a little bit more useful. Can I use my lantern on him? Like directly? I don't think it's gonna work. More mushrooms! Stop killing me! Oh! Damn it! I kinda get it. We golden maidens aren't to be sneered at. You'll understand in time, I'm certain. Why would you say that? My, you can't possibly think he'll give you his blessing. I was told otherwise. Oh, such naivete. How amusing you are, I can't wait to welcome you. What an infuriating character. Leather purse. Oh, sold for some money. Oh, okay, so you can sell. Oh, I get it. So they're just for making some extra money. More mushrooms. Oh, look at that, another mushroom. What's going on with those? They're devouring that thing, huh? Perhaps I could lure all those butterflies here to clear this path. Are you serious? This one looks different. You've come to me at last. Don't be frightened, Elise. Come closer.
What is this?
What in the Lord's name? You've done well to find your way into these woods. It's imperative, Elise, that you listen closely. He's once more trying to take you away from me, but not for long. Huh? Take this basket now. You ought to gather the gifts in it, Elise. The gifts, you say? Find your way to him deeper into this grove of mine. Only then may your wish come to fruition, my beloved.
What is this?
What are you? I will guide you to him, Elise. You ought to trust my word. Your precious wish will be safe with me. How am I to find him? You, Elise, are my kin, my triumph, my beloved progeny. What he's done to me is no matter. All I want is you. I will allow him and his pets into my woodland once more. I will allow him to tempt you, to toy with you. What are you? All for the greater good, my beloved. So that we can be reunited, so that I can bear life in my womb once more.
I'm losing my wits!
I need to get out of here, so I can retrieve what's mine. What in the Lord's name was that thing?
Keep it together, Elise.
I need to get a grip and go home to Rozenmarine. Flock, what are you doing here? Thought you'd be in the granary or out and about. Goodness, I don't feel so good. What is it, Flock? I don't like the way he's staring at me. What are you...
Elise. Rozenmarine?
Rozenmarine? What are you doing here?
Look.
I was out on a walk.
But
This late at night? What is it, Flock? Come, let's go home, Rozenmarine. I don't want to stay here a minute longer.
Oh, but
Elise, wait. It's morning already. I suppose I really did go to the woodland, didn't I? I don't know what to think of all that, but both Rozenmarine and the old hag, neither were lying, it seems. I had to pull myself together. It's best I head out to work now, or I'll lose my wits if I keep Rozenmarine and Flock? What are they doing out there? You two are always making merry, huh?
good morning, Elise.
Ah, good morning, Elise. Good morning to you too, Flock. I picked some mushrooms this morning, Elise. We can have them for breakfast.
No.
Say, Rozenmarine, you put Flock away in the granary last night, right? Of course, I think he's taking a liking to it too. I always leave the door a little ajar just in case.
I see.
Is that so?
Elise.
Is everything alright, Elise? You seemed to be on edge last night too. It's nothing, Rozenmarine. I had a strange dreams is all. Oh no, you went to the woods, Elise.
I'm sorry.
You don't have to tell me about it, but, you know now, don't you, that I'm speaking the truth?
Elise.
Anyhow, come along, let's head to work. You're taking me to town? We have to stick to our story, don't we? Come now, let's head to town.
Elise.
Wait for me, Elise.